Alright, well, to the first of this kind. We're gonna be doing a vlog, because why not? So I wanted to kind of document my own work on creating a prop. That prop sword back there, the Master Sword. So, sadly, I didn't get the GoPro in time to start the process from scratch. I will go ahead and throw up the 9 time lapses that I did of the prints, so that way you can see the 3D printed parts that it started with. But after that, we then had to sand, glue all the pieces together, and prime it. That's currently where we are. And now we are looking at painting the thing. We've got it primed up, ready to go. You can see there are spots where there's like Bondo. You see this red, that's the Bondo type stuff. The black is the print itself, where we're no longer there. But other than that, it's ready to be base coated. And after that, then we get to try to color match and make it, you know, look like the Master Sword. So let's get to that. Alright, so that's the base coat done. Now we just have to let that sucker dry for a day or so. And then we'll be back and we'll be trying to get that nice chrome metallic finish onto the blade. See you guys in a minute. Alright, so it's been about a day. We've let the dry coat dry, and now we're gonna be attempting to get that metallic chrome finish on this thing. So in order to do that, what we've got is we've got some beautiful graphite powder here. This is just something that you can buy off of Amazon for about 20 bucks. And then we're gonna be trying to rub it into this nice white base. The reason that we chose white is because it makes it a bit brighter than it would if we used a black base coat. And this stuff does kind of get everywhere, so I highly recommend a pair of gloves. And to apply it, we've got some makeup sponges. So let's apply it and see how it turns out. As you can see, blade is now fully decked out in that graphite, giving us a nice gleam. You can see spots, however, where the graphite didn't quite stick. So we'll have to fix that up. After we do a clear coat, we'll come back and do more graphite rub on it. But it's only been about 5 minutes since we finished the graphite rub. Completely clean. So definitely a great way to get that metallic look on your swords, prop swords, without any paint or having to worry about it being spotty. Very nice finish. I love the way it turned out. And we don't have to wait for this to dry to start on the handle. We've taped up the bottom. We're now gonna just spray paint this handle. We'll hope that this spot of the fun little chrome ain't gonna, or the graphite isn't going to mess with the handle too much. We'll see how that part turns out in a second here, because it's a very small piece that we're painting. We don't exactly need a time lapse for this one. that'll do it. Not too much. It comes out pretty nice, if you ask me. We now just have to let this sucker dry fully. And then we'll hit up here with some green just to get that handle piece done. And then we'll be ready for clear coat and re-graphiting the sword. Alright, so the process has been completed. I didn't record me doing the detail work or the multiple layers of the graphite rub on the clear coat, but we have the sword. I think it turned out relatively well. At some point, even though you want to be as much a perfectionist as possible, you gotta call it good enough. And for my first prop, it's not that bad. There are some spots that I'd like to clean up, especially on the detail work with the gold. Like, if we come in here, you can see that we've got the little dot, and then up here you can see where we went way too deep, and like where the chrome bled over, or the graphite bled into the clear coat, and we couldn't get it out. So there's imperfections in the thing, but you can't really tell when it's far away, so I'm happy with it. Overall, it was a fun experience. I like the fact that you can't really see where the printed parts bleed together anymore. The blade looks nice. Like, the number one spot where you can see is in the handle here, and that's just because I couldn't really get into that crevice with a sander enough. Overall, the journal experience with taping up and spray painting and all that jazz, I would definitely, if I was to redo this, I'd look at getting an airbrush and seeing how that affects everything. The airbrush probably would handle the detail work a lot better than taping up, and would allow me to refine the process a bit, get those lines a bit crisper. Color wise, it turned out great. I'm happy with it. Overall, it's a nice, long, tedious process. Sorry that the sending's in the inside instead of the outside. It's just Texas is in the hundreds for the next week and a half plus. Who knows until how long that'll end. So, kind of got to do it inside. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this little video of me somewhat documenting the process of making this sword. Next up, in terms of props, I'm either going to tackle a Mandalorian helmet just to see how that goes, because we've got the bigger printers in the house up and running, or possibly the shield that matches this sword, so that way you've got the Master Sword and the Hylian shield. I think that'd be a fun one to finish. Have that duet done. That being said, have a good one, y'all.